Best regards tutor and classmates, my name is Marlon Javier Castillo Escobar, a student of the International Business Program at EAN University, and I started this exhibition by telling a bit about the currency market and its history. A foreign exchange can be defined as a deposit at a financial institution in a currency other than its own one, from which it follows that a currency is located in the using country. For example, the euro currencies are found in all the countries of the European Union that have adopted this currency as an instrument of change. The foreign exchange market is one of the most important, both for its size and for being considered the basis of international financial markets. It is in this market where the price of currency of different countries is formed, which affect not only the financial markets, but also the economies themselves. Historical review. The international monetary system is the institutional structure in which international payments and capital movements are made, and where exchange rates between currencies are determined. It is a set of rules, agreements, institutions, mechanisms, and policies of exchange rates, international payments, and capital flows. This system has evolved over time, which can be summarized in five epochs. The system based on two metals. Before the decade of the 70s of the 19th century, many countries used a system based on the emission of coins backed by two metals, gold and silver. The exchange rate was determined by the amount of metal held by the coins. This system could only be maintained in a stable context, which happened during a long period, since between 1871 and 1944. The peace reintegrated of parts of Europe. In 1865, an attempt was made to order the monetary system, driven by France, followed by Belgium, Switzerland, Italy, Greece, and Romania, which created the Latin Monetary Union. The classical gold standards. The United Kingdom was the first country to use the gold standard in 1821, whereby a country emitted as much currency as gold had. During this stage, London was the center of the international financial system because of the preponderance of the United Kingdom in the world economy. The exchange rate in this system depended on the amount of gold contained in the coins. It was a very stable system because the country's gold reserves were also stable. Imbalance in the exchange rates and balance of payments were automatically corrected. However, this system favored countries that had gold reserves, causing a lack of liquidity in the rest of the countries that did not find sufficient reserves to invest, raising interest rates and cooling the economy, which led to the beginning of the 20th century began to abandon this pattern. Period between wars. The beginning of World War I caused most of the industrialized countries to suspend the exchange of gold promissory notes and to impose embargoes on gold exports. In the 20s, economies stabilized and countries began to return to the gold standard, but this time with the United States as the dominant economic power, seeking to stabilize their economies by balancing gold flows. The Great Depression and the persistent devaluation of the pound ended up destroying the gold standard. The Bretton Woods Accords. In July 1944, representatives from 44 countries met in Bretton Woods, United States, to design a new international monetary system. Out of this negotiation came three agreements: the World Bank, charged with financing development projects, the International Financial System based on dollars, and the International Monetary Fund, ratified in 1945. What proposed was to describe a set of rules on the behavior of international monetary policies and monitor their compliance. It began with 44 countries and currently has 189 members. Efforts to maintain the gold dollar system were not effective due to several factors. So in 1971, President Nixon suspended the convertibility of the dollar in gold, and other countries left the fixed relationship and began to move freely. The system of variable rates. This system was ratified by IMF members in January 1976 in the Jamaica Agreements, where it was decided the central banks would avoid intervening in the markets. Gold was officially abandoned as an international reserve asset, and countries, not all exporters and the less developed, would have a preference for access to IMF bonds. In March, the member countries of the European Economic Community created the European monetary system. In 1970, in the so-called Lopez Agreement, and due to the bullish rise of the US dollar, it was determined to intensify the coordination of economic policies to promote the growth of economies and reduce imbalance. In 1992, the non-Danish to under the European Monetary Union caused a crisis in the European monetary system. In 1999, 11 European countries launched the single currency, the euro, which replaced all the currencies of the countries participating in this system, starting to circulate in 2002.
Hello everybody, my name is Ana Maria Mojica. Types of market and changing system. Trade area. If there could be a perfect trade, it will be the currency trade, since it's in this where there are a lot of sellers and buyers. Besides, the product is almost homogeneous, unlike the other kinds of trade in which a product must be exchanged by money, being sometimes a hard matter to choose the right price, without taking into account the handling of the secondary businessmen, that to appeal to be the best part of the trade. Participants of the trade. It is important to know that there are two kinds of trade. The wholesaler, that handle more than 8% of the world trade, and the retailer one, that covers a little more than 10% of the total. Some of the involved parts are international banks, customers of the banks, and mediators. Relation of the currency exchange. Since there is no worldwide established deal for the currency exchange, every nation can choose its way of exchange. Almost always it is taken in account the strongest currency, usually the American dollar, that is compared with the national currency in aspects like inflation. A reference of exchange without a specific currency is seen in Europe. There are a lot of kinds of currency exchange that are used around the world. For example, Australian uses the free flotation, that determines that no organization can touch the currency exchange. Here, it is stated that the best option for the currency trade must be kept freely.
Hello everyone, my name is Alexander Gomez and this is my conference. The exchange rate. Type of buyer and seller is called exchange rate when you exchange currencies. A change of currencies and also indicates the amount of a currency that the market offers by a unit another. There is an international standard. It was created to avoid confusion for some currency names that are used in different countries but they have different change. There are three letters, of which the first two are the name of the country and the third the currency used, for example USD and COP. There are two types of change, buyer and seller. An entity buys dollars at a price, but it does not have to be the same price that itself. Direct, and indirect type. In the foreign exchange market, the exchange takes place between two currencies, so you can give the exchange rate from the point of view of each of the parties. Generally, financial markets use an indirect type valuing currencies in dollars. Everyone values with the same unit the currencies, and you can establish which currency did face and which is cheap. With the direct system, this could not be done since each international operator will have different measures with respect to others. Cross type. Most currencies trade against the dollar or the euro, but there may be no market between two non-strong currencies. For example, if we know the exchange rate of the Hong Kong dollar against the US dollar, and in turn we know the exchange rate of the Saudi rupee against the US dollar, we can know the exchange rate of the Hong Kong dollar against the Arabian rupiah of Saudi Arabia.
Foreign exchange market operations, spot and forward transactions. Transactions between currency with an expiration of less than 48 hours are denominated spot transactions, whereas forward transactions have an expiration that it is usually standardized in 1, 3, 6, and 12 months. The forward price of a currency depends on the interest rates of the countries involved. The amount received must be such that you don't lose money. Therefore, the price of a currency depends of the spot price, the different period, and the interest rates of the countries involved. A swap operation in the foreign exchange market consists of buying a particular spot currency on a date and simultaneously selling it on time, keeping the nominal unchanged. Currency options. The options on currency are similar to the financial ones, but they have certain characteristics that are related to the A1 characteristics of the currencies. Suppose we need to buy dollars within a month and we want to protect ourselves from the operation of the American currency. Following the market nomenclature, where the first currency is the base and the second the counterpart, we will have two alternatives. Acquire an option to buy a dollar for a certain amount of euros, call, or acquire an option to sell €1 for a certain amount of dollars, put. In both cases, we achieve the objective of acquiring the dollars, just use the exchange rate.
Changes in the currency exchange. What the balances are? One nation that records the numbers of imports and exports. All those figures make up the commercial balance, often affecting the value of each currency as regards the other one. When the exchange is with capital assets for investing, the balance here it is called capital balance. Purchasing power parity. This theory says that every product should be sold with the same price in all the countries. Here is used the next formula. Types of the exchange parity. It is believed that an inversor must earn the same in his or her native nation like in whatever nation. Although it can and must be represented by the formula, it is more relevant to understand that this theory explains the possible change in the value of the different currencies. International Fisher Effect. This theory is based in the premise that believes that all the nominal interests show the real performance that the nation offers to reach the equality, being affected only by the inflation. Monetary expression. For some economic experts, the phenomenon is caused mainly by the types of currency change, having to do a lot with the growing in the amount of the money in all the countries.
Financial decisions in a multi-currency context. Analysis of the investment decisions. The analysis gives of information about the combination of the investment, having several investment options. The analysis will give us information on which of them is most advisable. Generally, this analysis is performed through a sensitivity analysis. An investment analysis should not be based not only on mathematical models. Experience is fundamental at the moment of making decisions. Analysis of the cost of foreign exchange financing. A correct approach and appropriate technical solution for proper analysis are very important.